Hi guys, this is AC Gamer back with a new video. Now I'd like to apologize because I did say I was going to post the tier list video yesterday, but I was kind of busy so I was unable to do that. But in today's video I will be making a updated tier list for Illusion Connect, where I'm hopefully going to include all the characters. I don't know if I did miss any character in the tier list, but hopefully I didn't. Let me just go and scroll down to see if I can pick out any character I missed out. No, it looks like I put every new character in the tier list, so hopefully the tier list is a little bit accurate. This is basically based on my opinion and what I've seen. I will try and explain the tier list more clearly so that people can understand why certain characters are placed in this position. Even though some characters are in C tier, they do have a really good ability that makes me want to put them up to B tier. So they're not bad units. Some of them in C tier are not bad, and I even put units that are new in C tier because I wasn't really too sure if they're that good compared to the other units we've had. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. Let's get to 3k subscribers. At 3k subscribers I will be doing a giveaway, so definitely stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for more content on Illusion Connect and any other mobile game. Okay, let's get right into it. I'm going to put a screenshot of the tier list now so you guys can take a look at that. Now the sections are split into must have, S, A tier, B tier, C tier and D tier. Now I'm going to explain each of the units and explain why I put them in that position. Now starting off with the must have. The reason why I put Miyuki as must have is because you must have her in your team, in your lineup. If Miyuki is in your lineup, you are solid, because Miyuki is the only unit I say that you must get her to 6-star before any of the other units, and it's much easier to get her to 6 stars anyways. The reason why you want to get Miyuki is because she can reduce rage. Now the thing about this game is there's two ways to be good in this game. First, AoE units that deal massive amount of damage. Then there's Miyuki, who does some type of ability that CCs, that does crowd control. Now crowd control isn't like stun or freeze, it's reducing rage. If they reduce the rage, they are not able to do the unique, and that's one of the most dangerous things about the characters in this game. If characters are able to do the unique skills, it's more likely for you to lose. And so the fact that Miyuki can reduce rage even doing a normal attack as in special and then a unique is really amazing. The reduce of rage is in her passive, so anytime she attacks, if you get her to 6 stars, she's going to be removing 330 rage. For a unit to do the unique, they must have 1000 rage. So as you can see, Miyuki is removing 330, which is pretty huge. And if there's only one opponent and Miyuki is against them, Miyuki is going to continuously reduce rage over and over again. Miyuki is a unit that is used in every single content in the game and is top tier. If you take a look at cooperative engagement, you definitely need Miyuki. Miyuki makes it easier. If you take a look at story, Miyuki. If you take a look at Miracle, or well, Miracle you use any unit. If you take a look at Expedition, you can't do it without Miyuki. And I know you're going to get Miyuki for free if you look for the login events, but you want to get this character to like 4 stars, 5 stars, 6 stars. Like, she's a must-have unit in your team. Get her to 6 stars straight away. If you see her in a banner where she's rated up, even though I don't believe in rates up in this game, the rate up is probably like 0.1% or something like that. Rate up is a lie, guys. Anyways, yeah, even though she's a rate up character now, I feel like you might not still get her, even though rates are higher for her. Still someone on the banner because it's worth going in for a gamble for Miyuki. Miyuki must have unit top tier. Now the S tier, I know people are wondering why didn't I put Kazumi in must have. That is because Miyuki is like, you can't function without Miyuki. With Kazumi, you can use another unit that can replace her a little bit, like for example Nina, or you can even use Otaru, because Otaru does damage by row and she stuns, which is also very good. Now the good thing about Kazumi over here is because she deals massive amount of damage. She's a unit that deals so much crit damage, it's absolutely disgusting. If you don't have Kazumi, it's more likely you guys are not going to be good in PvP, because she literally counters Cryo. If you're starting the game right now and you're in a new server, I'm pretty sure many people are going to be running around with Cryo, because that's how it was at the start. Cryo is an amazing unit. She does fall off a little bit, but with Cryo, if she's able to do a unique many times, she's going to stack her shield, and then it's impossible to kill Cryo. If you go and take a look at Expedition, where Cryo is the last boss, you can't do it without taking away the shield, and that's where Kazumi comes in. Kazumi takes away the shield for Cryo or any units that does shield. If she steals the shield, it increases her damage rate by 11%, which is really nice. I managed to get her to 6 stars. The next character in the S tier is Nicola. Now Nicola is a unit that shines at 6 star, even 5 star as well in my opinion, but you really want to get her to 6 star. She's like Miyuki, where even if she does a normal attack, she reduces the damage resistance. She hits 3 units with a unique, which now it sounds boring, but trust me, she is solid, and I like the way she looks. I'm not gonna lie, the Victorian art style, she's solid. That is why I put Nicola in S tier. Now Yuffie is a staple for the sorcerer team. The reason why, she buffs the sorcerer team. Take a look at this: 16% buff, 15% buff. She is required for the sorcerer team. Look at that, 20% additional damage for sorcerer team. If you don't have Yuffie, you're going to be dealing less damage in your sorcerer team. That's why I believe she's S tier. Yuffie must be in your sorcerer team. If you don't, you're going to be dealing less damage. If you guys might be wondering, why did I put Ratana as S tier? The stats of a unit scales off based on the amount of energy required. And if you take a look at Britannia, she requires 20 energy to be deployed, and that means her stats are going to be higher than many people. And the way you want to use Britannia is at the start where there's multiple amounts of enemy. Put Britannia there, she's going to nuke. She's amazing at dealing damage, because her passive, the more enemies are on the field, she increases her damage rate by 7% per enemy and a crit rate by 3%. She is amazing. Most people might put her in A tier, but for me, S tier, because of her damage. She's really, really good. S tier healer is going to be for Anna. The reason why I put Anna in S tier rather than Ming is because Anna recovers rage disgustingly well. She does her unique multiple times. It makes her really heal your unit so much. I know many people are having a comparison between Anna and Ming, and I did say, if you have Ming, just use Ming. If you have Anna, use Anna. But really, trust me, Anna is really, really solid. She recovers rage. She does a unique multiple times, meaning she's able to heal your units many times, as well as the passive that she has, increasing damage rate and damage resistance by 16% when she's deployed. At 10% damage resistance, she's a solid support unit, and I believe she might be better than Ming. The reason why I put her in S tier as well is because it's so easy to get shards for this character in Arcana. I've gotten 3 shards many times when I was farming her in Arcana. That's why it's pretty easy to get her to 6 star, as long as you have 1 copy of her. So that is why Anna is in S tier. Now moving on to A tier, I'm going to put up the screenshots right now for the tier list, so we take a look at that. We have Hachishiki. Now I was actually debating whether I should put her in S tier or in A tier, because Hachishiki is solid for the sorcerer team. He is probably like the 4th best sorcerer unit in a game, or 5th best. The only reason why I put her in A tier is because you really require this gear if you want to really use her properly. And yeah, requiring a specific gear for her to be really good, it can be like a downside for her. However, the amount of damage she deals is disgusting. She does a little bit of the same thing as Nicola, but a little bit less. That's why I believe Nicola might be better than her. But the thing about Hachishiki is the fact that she can stun as well, which makes her really solid. To me, Hachishiki is one of those units I'm really impressed with. Even though she's in A tier, I feel bad for anyone who doesn't have this character. If you didn't buy the battle pass when she was there, I actually feel sorry for you. If you don't have her in your sorcerer team, I feel sorry for you. There is a character you can replace her with, but that character is our unit. They do sort of the same thing as Hachishiki. I'll go over that unit later on. Next up, we have Selena, who, in my opinion, might be the best tank in the game. Selena, the reason why she's really good is because she's able to be immune to 2 fatal damage, which is really amazing in my opinion. As well as anytime a unit gets deployed, she adds a shield to your leader, protecting him. Most people might argue and say Angela is better than Selena. It might be true, but the fact is Angela has only been in one banner since the start of the game, so it's really hard to get shards for her, and it's much easier to get Selena shards. It's much easier to 6-star Selena than it is 6-star Angela, so that's why you must work on your Selena first. Next up, we have Percy. Amazing counter to the sorcerer team in my opinion. She got awakening as well, so you can awaken her. I can awaken her, but I'm not going to do that now. She's really solid at damage dealing, AoE as well, solid unit. Next we have Maki. Even though she's an A unit, I would say you can easily replace this unit. You don't need her in your team, and even though she's A, like I said, she's good, but yeah, you can easily skip on this character. Next up, we have the free-to-play Seiya. She's really good at insta kill damage, which is pretty nice, especially if she does it to your to any of your units. Straight away they can die. The only reason why I don't use her is the fact that well, I don't really need a unit that only specializes in killing normal summonable characters. I really want to deal damage to leaders as well, so that's the only reason why she's at A tier. Next up we have Angelo. I've already talked about Angela. She's a solid unit. She's able to revive one of your units, which is pretty good. You can start working on Angela in my opinion. Until I get her to 6-star, I'm not going to work on her. I really do want to work on her though. Next up we have Pan. Even though this is meant to be an SSR tier list, Pan deserves to be an SSR unit. She is solid. She's like absolutely amazing for a single damage dealer. She definitely falls off, but still, I still use her for guild. Really nice unit. Next up we have Ming. I did say she's a good healer as well, but personally I still want to stick with my Anna. Next up we have Phoebe, who in my opinion is the best light unit. Where is Phoebe? There she is. I have managed to get her to 6-star, which is pretty surprising because I actually just pulled one more copy of her yesterday. She's another unit you can become awakened. The best light unit in my opinion. Next up we have Jemmy, who is also another amazing single damage dealer. She's pretty annoying in arena. Like, she's an arena unit straight up, I'm not gonna lie. 5-star, you really want to get her to 5-star though. That's the only issue with her. 3-star, don't use her. 4-star is like a mare, but 5-star, definitely start using her for arena. But I unfortunately, single damage dealers falls off later on in the stage, so I'm not going to use her. Now that is all for the A tier units. For B tier unit, I'm briefly going to go over that. For the first one we have Nina. Now she's really good. If you don't have Kazumi, you can use this character. She's really good at dealing road damage. Really nice. Next up we have another free to play unit, which is Victoria. She's an okay tank in my opinion, not bad. Next up we have a Gagaku, who in my opinion might be the best summoners character. The main issue with summoner characters though is that there's no leader that prioritize using them, so you don't really need to use any summoner characters. But I did get Gagaku as my first SSR. She's very nice to have, especially early on, because even the enemies are unable to kill the summons that she does. So really nice. She definitely isn't good for end game in my opinion, but the amount of damage she's able to deal is pretty nice. Next up we have Cryo. Now if we're taking into account early game, she easily could be S tier, but she definitely falls off when everyone starts using Kazumi and Selena becomes more stable, because Selena tanks gets one-shotted basically as you progress, but with Selena, with her having the fatal damage immunity, makes her really good. But Cryo, she is a tanky girl, especially if she stacks her shield. Nice. Next up we have Ri. Even though, like I said, this is meant to be an SSR tier list, Ri is a solid unit to have. If you don't have Hachishiki, use Ri. I'm telling you right now, Ri is solid, like amazing. However, if you have Hachishiki, do not use Ri. Ri literally makes Hachishiki useless. Next up we have Brooke. I haven't really tested her after the buff, but I do believe she is a B tier unit. Next up we have Otaru, who in my opinion I do want to put her to A tier because I actually do like her. Because she's a roll damage dealer as well as being able to stun, and has an ability where she's able to do a unique multiple times, which makes her really good. She's also a unit I believe who has an awakening. I'm not really too sure, but she's solid. She's, in my opinion, very solid. I think many people sleep on her. I really want to work on her so I can make a showcase on her. I really do like this character. Solid unit. She stuns. She deals massive amount of damage. She's nice. Now, a second best light unit in my opinion is Vivian. She's really good early on because she reduces the amount of energy required to summon a character, which is very nice to have. As well as if you get her to 6-star, she's able to recover HP as well. So nice unit. Next up, we have Diana, who is a B tier unit. The reason why she's B tier is because she only prioritizes single target heals, but if she was multiple, she'll be really nice. She's also really good at healing your leader from like 1% to 100%, so it makes her really nice. She has awakening as well. Next up, we have a new summoner character who is Anastories. Now, like I said, the thing about summoner characters is there is no leader that prioritizes using her. So the reason why she's at B tier is you don't really need her. She's an AoE unit, which makes her stand out even more. That's why I actually put her in B tier. The magic box she summons is okay as well, especially with the buffs that the magic box can give. Next up for B tier unit, we have Charlotte. The main reason why she is at B tier is that even though her ability sounds good, the thing is she has to be alive for her abilities to work really well, and in this game it's less likely for your unit to survive more than 5 seconds. So yeah, next up we have this character who I did make a showcase on. Definitely check him out. His name is Beryl. Now I actually want to put him in A tier. I need to test him out a little bit more. He is definitely a unit that you want to use if you are working on Guardian units, because he literally reduces the damage that your units can take, which makes him really good. Now if he was able to stack his unit many times, I would have definitely put him even in S tier or A tier. Next up we have Eileen. Now there's only one issue I have with Eileen, and that's because her stun only lasts for one round, or one turn, sorry. If it lasted for 2 turns straight away, I would put her in A tier and the second best light unit. Unfortunately, she doesn't have stuns that last that long, but she's AoE and she does AoE stun, which makes her really, really nice to have. Even though I said those units are B tier, if you have them at 6-star, you can definitely put them at A tier for you guys. Next up, we have Nefir. Now, I don't know what position I should put Nefir in. I was tempted in putting her in A tier, but the reason why was because she's AoE and she's a sorcerer class unit. That's all you need to know about. But the thing about her is because of the way her special works and the way her unique works, you really want her to be alive. However, in this game, like I said, your units being alive is less likely to happen. That's the only reason why she's B tier. I really wanted to put her in A tier because she's a sorcerer unit and she's an AoE unit. This is Future AC Gamer finishing off the video. Now, the first half of the video was recorded a couple of hours ago, and within the space of the first half and the second half, I did go ahead and change the tier list a little bit. So the screenshots you would see now have been changed to fit what I've decided to move certain characters to. So I did decide to move my Nefir from B tier to A tier. I will explain that later. And then I also moved my Fantiva, who originally in C tier, I moved her to B tier. So now I'm going to go and explain why the C tier characters are in that certain position, as well as Fantiva since I missed it. Now the reason why I moved Nefir back or up to A tier was the fact that if you do manage to put her in the right time in her field, I do feel like she's definitely going to be A tier unit, as well as she's a sorcerer class unit and she's AoE. That's all you technically need to know, as well as her unique being able to replace HP. If you have Selena, this is going to be very, very good to have. So I don't see her as a bad unit. I definitely think she is worthy of an A tier, and I don't know why I put her originally in B tier. Maybe because I haven't really familiarized myself with her skills, but in my opinion, A tier, not high A tier, but definitely A tier. Now let's take a look at Fantiva since I missed her out. Now the reason why I wanted to put Fantiva in C tier before was because, well, the only reason why you'd use her is for her anti-heals. But Curse is really, really good to have, especially in clearing expedition, especially if you're going against Anna. The anti-heal is just going to be amazing. The thing about Fantiva though is that you don't even need to level her up. You just have to put her in the field. Even though she dies, as long as you put her in the field, she's going to add the anti-heal or the curse, and then they're going to take damage, which is already good enough. So yes, although she's in B tier, I would say you don't really need to build her up unless you need a last sorcerer class unit, which was what it was like at the start of the game, where people were wanting to fill off the last slot for the sorcerer team, so they used Fantiva. But now that we have more sorcerer class units, you don't need to use Fantiva, but you can use Fantiva in certain situations, and she's really good for that. Okay, let's take a look at the C tier units. The C tier units, you get Camille. Now the reason why I put Camille with C tier is just the fact that his cost is too high for what he does. 20 cost for something he does, like, yeah, it's just not good enough. There's other tanks that is good, better than him. He's not a bad unit, no, just saying. Just because it's in TC tier doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that you don't need him. You don't need to use him. Next up, we have the Enforcer. Originally, I thought the Enforcer was like an A tier unit, but like I said, with the leaders right now, there is no reason to be running so many characters. And his door is probably better than her because she does AoE, and the magic box is really good to have. And with Enforcer, I can't even find her. Yeah, with the Enforcer, if you summon those two characters with her, if the summoners gets damage as well, the main body will also get damage, which I find to be stupid. I didn't even know until I tested her out. So yes, that's the main reason why I put her in C tier. Don't really need her, but I promise you, a single damage is really good, but you can use Jemmy and Pan, so not really a unit you need to use. Now we have Baroness. He's an okay unit, but is meant to be a tank. Instead, he acts like a supporter or like a sub attacker, so which isn't really good. You want a tank because you want them to tank. Next up, we have Yumi. Now, to be honest, Yumi was a disappointment. Like, people can only use her in the Guild Crusader. Even that, she's not even that good. She removes a certain percent of rage, but she only does that with her unique, and it's still not enough in my opinion. Even though you remove their rage by 300, it's still not high compared to Miyuki, and it's just a unique, and she has to recover rage many times before she can do your unique, which in my opinion isn't good. She's a single target dealer, but her single damage is not even high, so yeah, you can easily skip on this character. And the fact that she's a battle pass unit, yeah, it's not a must-have character in my opinion. Next up we have Edward. Main reason why Edward is in C tier is just because he's a single target dealer. Even a single target or single damage is not that high. However, I do like his passive. If it was AoE, I could easily put him to B tier. If it was AoE, I could easily put him to B tier and A tier. You don't really need him. You've only seen him in 2 banners. Yeah, it's really going to be hard to max out this character, so that's why he's in C tier. However, he's not a bad unit. Like I said, he is not a bad unit. I definitely think he's better than Camille. He's better than the Enforcer. He's better than Baroness. Better than Yumi. But yeah, there's other attackers who are much better to use. Next up, we have all the new characters. For example, Jasmine. Is it Jasmine? Now, I don't even know what to say about Jasmine. Jasmine is not a good tank. Well, she's an alright tank because she reduces the damage resistance or a bit, or increases your damage resistance. But you definitely need a specific character to work with her to be that good. So, in my opinion, just don't summon for this character. Well, the banner's already gone and she hasn't been in any recent banner, but in the future, don't even bother using her. Next up, we have Cubie. Now, I haven't really tested her out since we've gotten her. She's a new character, like a new character. She might be B tier. I'm not really too sure how a unique works. That's why she's at C tier. Definitely need to do more testing on her. She's not AoE, so I can't really put her in B tier. So that's why she's there. Next up, we have Abby. Abby's an attacker. I believe the unique doesn't do any damage, or does it? Yeah, it does a bit of damage, but compared to the other attackers, I don't think that you really need her. Now, she is a perfect counter for the Sorcerer team, but yeah, you don't really need her for counter for Sorcerer team, in my opinion. You can easily use Hersey. Hersey works better than her, and in my opinion, I need to do more testing on Abby. She could definitely go up to B tier, but for now, all I see her being is C tier. Now, for D tier characters, it's no surprise there is Ashwagandha. Now, it's really good in Tencent, but at the same time, any character can be good in Tencent. The thing I don't like about her is early game, please do not use her. Early game, she's going to screw up your team. That's why I put her there. Early game, don't use her. Late game, you might want to use her for Tencent. She's good in Tencent, I guess. But early game, where our summoners are not able to die, because early game characters or the enemies are unable to deal a massive amount of damage, so she's literally going to take up your full slot, and you're just going to be waiting there until one of them dies. So it makes the battle last longer than it needs to be, so that's why she's D tier. Next up, we have Fantiva. Fantiva is also good in Tencent, where if you kill her, she spawns multiple copies of her, but however, it's only single target damage and you don't really need her. There's other characters that can easily replace her. There's other characters that can easily replace Ashwagandha as well. So that's why those 2 characters are in D tier. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully my description and my opinion on this character were very helpful, and stay tuned for more content on Illusion Connect. If you do agree with my tier list, definitely tell me down in the comment section. If you want me to change a few stuff, or you want to explain to me why you believe certain characters are above or below, definitely tell me down in the comment section. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.